Alright. Let's just dive in, shall we? For those of you that are joining, I am on a 10-minute delay. I will not hear you. I will not be watching chat. This could be a very short stream. This could be a very long stream. We play until we get 2 losses. Let's do it. It's possible I'm supposed to keep the Guildgate there, because I have more breeding pools than Guildgates in my deck. Like, my second land is probably coming into play tapped anyways. I guess if I draw, like, Grazer, I'm happy to have the breeding pool. Well, Esper. Stands much better against Esper than it is against vampires. Dub's Field of the Dead is a pretty good start. Give him a little bit of information by playing the Jungle Hallowed, but getting my tapped land into play now is worthwhile. Wouldn't be surprised when this just dies. I'm a little surprised, honestly, that they took the Rejuvenator instead of the Reef. Although I suppose they probably just want to slow down the Field of the Dead from getting active, which makes a little bit of sense. Belhaunt, sure. Probably ditch Blast Zone here. Getting multiple Field of the Deads going in this matchup is generally a good thing. Yeah, I'll take the one that draws a card. That sounds great. No blocks. Spot where they play 5 mana Teferi. Alright. Just gonna go ahead and jam the Yarok. If they don't draw another Oath and a land or a removal spell for this, we get to double Rejuvenator and then probably take over the game. Not blocking here because the Oathakaya finishes the Yarok. Well, that's potentially a good draw. What gives me more tokens? I have 5. I think it's better to do this first, right? Oh, it's gonna be one of those days, huh? Free attack here. No one's playing cards like Seal Away anymore. Yep.
I won't hide from the world any longer.
It's actually pretty unfortunate because it means that if I want a Cavalier here, I lose the Yarok. I think it's important that I Cavalier here though. In Field of Ruin gives me 2 instant speed zombies, which is nice.
Hurry.
Probably want to save it to kill a flip search though, if I can. Sure.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
I assume we'll lose a zombie here. Yep.
Here we go.
Interesting. Must have Legion's End, even if not in hand in the deck that they're playing to. think I want to hold on to this trophy for now. It could be right to kill this, though.
Really should have seen that coming.
Trophy means I have a way to clear their next card advantage planeswalker, which is nice. Like that one.
I know my responsibility. Now what?
It could just be right to kill the Bellhaunt and try and attack this down, but I think I'd have to Field of the Dead to have the most chance to kill it.
Skip to the good.
I'd prefer not to do that, I think. We're in a spot where like our lands make 2 zombies. I think I can beat an Azcanta most likely from this position, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat this Bellhaunt. Oh wow, it's gonna be a bad day. Oh, yikes. That's some bad beats to start the day. Should have checked obviously, but missed on a Arboreal Grazer, or missed on a Rejuvenator in our 30 land deck. Milled our other 2 basics with the first and only Cavalier trigger. We're up to 7 here. Yeah, I'm gonna cash in a zombie for 6 extra points of damage here. Pressuring their health total is important here because it makes any Command the Dreadhordes they draw significantly worse. So, especially with the 3rd field drawn here, just like do that and hope to kill them next turn. Alright, I'm gonna leave myself dead to another Legion's End plus Othakaya. They only have 1 card. Let's just do this and put them dead on board. It's very possible my trophy earlier should have gone after this Bellhaunt. Do I put myself dead to another Legion's End? Nah, there's no reason to. Because they're dead on board here regardless. So. Yeah. Start by cracking this. It's a pretty good draw. Alright, so you just need to fade. Oh, Magic is an incredibly low variance endeavor. All right, so we need to fade. We need to fade Teferi, and we need to fade Little Teferi, and we need to fade another Oath. So everybody says, let's set the tone for the day, shall we? Alright, look at that. Thank goodness this is a no justice stream, huh? God bless us, everyone. Alright, Arboreal Grazer, 1 Disfigure out, 2 Noxious Grasp, 2 Ceratops, and an Assassin's Trophy in. We added the 4th Disfigure to the sideboard yesterday over the third Ceratops, which means a Disfigure stays in here, but I think that's fine. Like, they occasionally have Hero in their deck. Disfigure lets us trade up with Bellhaunt, like we just saw there with the zombie. And more importantly, we can Disfigure our own zombie token in response to their Legion's End. So that way, we can basically just only kill the zombie that they're targeting, which is really nice. So, let's do it. The Esper matchup is not free, but it's definitely good. I think this deck is a good Esper and a good Landscape Shift matchup. I think it has a close Vampires matchup. I think that's a good place to be for this tournament today. And more importantly, I like playing it. Because Magic's a game you should play for fun, chat. If you don't like what you're doing, do something else. This game's very good. I think all three of our colors and tapped land into untapped is great. That's all you can really ask for. Opponent went to 6. What you working with? It's gonna be one of those games, eh? Field of the Dead sounds great. All right.
I am not going to sit this one out. There was nothing.
Thanks for the Prime support 10 minutes ago, Jack. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. I think I just lead on this. If I draw an untapped land, we can Yarok next turn. Notably, Legion's End doesn't kill anything other than Grazer and zombies in my deck, so that's kind of nice. Yep. I think I'm binning Trophy here. That's got to be wrong. My hand's pretty good.
Let's try this.
I think I just used my mana this turn. Erasure. I think I'd rather just make a land drop next turn, honestly. I guess I'm pretty likely to make a land drop. This can, like, clear the Legion's End out or whatever they get from Narset. This is probably fine to keep. This is probably fine. The odds this doesn't do anything are really low.
My prowess is all with thoughtfulness before action.
One of the things to keep in mind when you're playing the Esper matchup with this deck is the matchup often feels a lot worse than it actually is.
Don't worry, I got this.
Unless this is Disfigure, we're in a pretty okay spot here. So I'm going to play this, leaving Watery Grave up. So this way any blue or black land lets me cast this Thought Erasure. Any untapped blue or black land. So I'm going to decline putting this one into play, because I can play it from my hand untapped. And hand's pretty good. I think I just take the Hero of Dominaria here. Get their sustained Sorcerer card advantage. Bob in that.
Hone your prowess.
Nakai's Wrath at least.
That's more like it.
So we're gonna see that happen during our draw step. As you will. I have Memorial to Folly in play, so not really a big deal if I lose a creature here. And now the question becomes, do I like trophy this Bellhaunt and kill their planeswalkers? I also get to pressure their health total by doing that too, which is nice. I don't have quad green, so I can't like haste this the Ceratops, which sucks a little bit. Do I think I can beat this Azcanta in a little bit of a longer game, I guess is the question. I think I probably can. I think it was wrong to not do this last time. They're probably not going to have the mana to like use Azcanta every turn and like make meaningful inroads on the board. So this notably not only lets me start killing their planeswalkers, but more importantly, they plus their Teferi, so this gives them instant speed Legion's End, which is important to note. So I'm going to send these two here. I'm going to send this here. Actually, I do have things that draw cards, so I'm going to kill the Narset. I think it's worth 1 point of damage to kill the Narset. All right, so let's do this. I don't want to send zombies at the planeswalkers, because if I send zombies at the planeswalkers, they could Legion's End and save it.
We will meet again.
Pass. End step, we will Memorial back the Cavalier. So playing with fire a little bit here, maybe on the Azcanta.
Those who cannot perceive beyond the veil of reality. I have just the trick for this.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Sure. If they don't Legions on me here, they're dead. So let's see if they miss that. I can pick the Ceratops back up and haste and kill them. Yep, good play. That means we're going to pick up the Cavalier instead. That's a good one. I think I actually like them alternating here when I have 2 fields already. Because alternating them like this, what it allows us to do is it allows us to find a scry land, scry before our reef trigger and we draw, and then etc. Whereas like if you stack the 2 Cavalier triggers in a row, you get like this. So I get to Temple now, which gives me 2 scry ones, and then I get to get my other reef trigger. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
I shall miss your company.
All right. One down, 9 to go. Thanks for the subs and resubs, folks. I appreciate it. I see my activity feed. I don't have chat open, so I'm not seeing messages, but I see the subs and the bits. Thank you for the thanks for the 200 bits, Big Beanie Cap. Yep. It's pretty reasonable. Get to go Grazer off Tomb into Field of the Dead here, which is nice. Opponent has mulligan to 5. Let the Red Hots begin. Easiest way to 10-1 a tournament. Have 10 of your opponents mulligan to 5 2 games in a row. Step 1, be lucky. Step 2, don't be unlucky. We'd have the untapped land here for the Grazer, which is nice. Well then. The correct answer is probably run it back. Part of me wants to board like they're going to be mid-range. I feel like a mid-ranger control deck is more likely to concede from that position than an aggressive deck would. Of course, I did play Grazer on one, so like that's pretty good against a lot of aggressive starts. I'm gonna bring in the 4th trophy and cut the 4th Grazer. It's pretty minimal. This is like a small hedge against mid-range, but it's still okay against aggro. Huh. This hand hits land on the draw. It's like kind of absurd. Who hurt you, opponent? Was it Field of the Dead? Did Field of the Dead hurt you? I'm going to play Temple of Malady on 1 in case we draw a Disfigure and want to cast it. In. Oh! This is an untapped rainbow land until I kill this. That's so good for us. This is just like an untapped rainbow land until such a point where we don't need it to be an untapped rainbow land and we can kill the Alpine Moon. That's actually kind of hilarious. I'm going to block this turn, because if they want a Chain Whirler to finish this off, that means they're not saving the Chain Whirler to kill my X1 next turn. Yep. Unless they have a second Chain Whirler, obviously. Our hand's actually pretty okay here. I'm going to grab another Temple, because we're pretty far off of making the field happen. We're going to bottom that. Put this into play tapped, pass the turn. I guess the Drowned Catacomb would have let me go double Reef next turn. Maybe that would have been ideal. We're going to 12 here. I think I'm going to lead on Cavalier of Thorns just because of Fight with Fire and Fry. That's kind of scary. Huh. With those as rips, do I want to Yarok instead? So if I play the Cavalier, remember this isn't making any zombies anytime soon. I can like block here and then take 4 down to 12. That also notably gives me land number, so it'd give me land number 6, 7. So then next turn I could like Yarok plus Reef. I think I'm supposed to do this. Life gain land is pretty sweet. So last card, Frenzy. It's always Frenzy. Second Alpine Moon, deal. Playing the second Alpine Moon out here, I think is wrong on average because it gives me Blast Zone. They named Temple of Mystery. That's smart. Kinda, maybe. Kinda, maybe. Kinda, maybe smart. I don't know. They turned my Temple of Mystery that's in play into a Rainbow Land, so I don't know if that qualifies as smart. Oh, I could have drawn that and played Yarok. That was very dumb. That was super loose on my part. That's fine. I think we're well en route to stabilization here. We're at 13. You got him. Yep. Oh. Huh. Huh. I think I want to do this first. And then, like, next turn, I can go trophy that plus play the other one. Light that stage up, puppy. Yeah. Yep. That does not seem like a particularly winning line. Alright. This might be a concession trophy. I technically should have floated Colors of Mana off of these. Not that it really matters. Because they're no longer Rainbow Lands once the trophy resolves. Alright, 8 to go. It's a little slow, but we're on the play. If they're playing Esper, this hand is... If they're playing Esper, like... If it's like a Field of the Dead Mirror or Escape Shift. If it's like a Field of the Dead Mirror and Esper matchup, this hand's perfectly reasonable. If it's an aggro deck, we might get run down, but I get to Rejuvenator turn 3 on the play. I think it's fine a lot of the time. Probably dead to Basic Mountain. I think Basic Mountains are a really good choice today. I just don't really enjoy playing them, so... You know, here we are. Alright, looking to fade a Chain Whirler next turn. Breeding Pool gives me a decent probability to Cavalier next turn. Like such. I think it's right to take the gain a life land over other options that we had there. So now that they played this, I think I'm gonna hold on to this for now. Am I? Nah, I'm just gonna cash this in as a gain 2. I don't want to like lose it to a Chain Whirler later. This Cavalier's coming down this turn, so I think I'd like to just keep my health total as high as possible, since the Cavalier's gonna largely stabilize the board, so I don't get burned out. Yeah. Just like trying not to die by mistake is the ideal ideal situation here. Not looking for another one of those. I already have one, and I have an untapped land that doesn't hurt me already. So just got to try not to die from 12 here, basically. Yep. We want them to not attack this turn. Did do another 3. There we go. Probably dead here. Yep. So what do we need to hit here? We need to hit our best chance to survive is life gain land. We've got a couple of shots at that. So I've got 6 lands in play here. Alright, well, now they need 2 things. Okay, those are pretty good hits. I think I'm supposed to attack with Cavalier here. Attacking with Cavalier is pretty bad if they hit a... if they hit a, what's it called? The Goblin Chain Whirler? Because if they whirler me, they kill both of these, and then I'm taking at least 2. So yeah, I guess we'll pump the brakes for a turn. So if they have land, we're in a very good spot. Probably dead though. Anybody who's played against mono red from this position knows you're probably dead. What's our best draw from here? Yarok? Yarok is our main deck source of life gain outside of these Dismal Backwaters. Okay, so that's a pretty decent hit. Yeah, that tapping is fine. I'm going to lead on this before I play a land for the turn, because this could flip another Field of the Dead. Grazer's not terrible. Okay, so we're at 2 and dead to a variety of things. So this makes some stuff. Yeah, the good news is, like, you know, if they don't rip it, we're going to kill them fairly quickly here. Are they dead as early as next turn? Maybe? Yep. Yep. So if I disfigure 1, they block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They only take 6. So I guess we'll just untap. Have to disfigure that one, obviously. Close game. They're definitely favored by a lot. That one doesn't do it though. I have to take 2 draws out of them before this does anything. Because their draw step next turn and their draw step the turn after. I think that's probably still a keep. Am I dead? Maybe I'm supposed to bottom this to play around that. Am I one short? I'm one short. God, that's brutal. It makes me sit back and think like, remember that turn I... Oh wait, they're at 1. This draws the game, right? No, come on. No! Oh, we were so close. It does damage to both players. Oh, what a tilt. Oh, magic. Oh, magic. Magic's a heck of a game. Magic's a heck of a game. Alright, so Field of Rune is pretty bad here. Because they're on all basic mountains. I'm sure there were people wondering in that last game why I wasn't Field of Runing them, and the answer was because I couldn't, because they had all basic mountains. We were so close, chat. We were so very close. That was a good game. Good solid back and forth. I think the turn to finish my thought that I interrupted by realizing Spare Spewer was a draw if they didn't hit. I think I should have attacked with the, what's it called? The turn I was a little conservative and didn't. I had a turn where I elected not to attack with the Cavalier to play around a Chain Whirler off the top. And if I would have attacked there, I probably would have ended up winning that race. I think I played a little bit too scared. Maybe that's just the hindsight talking, but this starts very good for us. Looking for our 5 drops at this point. Drawing the Black Source makes us a pretty ideal hand. I think I just Rejuvenator here. I think I just want to, like, have the best possible chance to go, like, Reef plus Cast Down next turn. Sure. I think we're stabilized enough that, like, having a bunch of Reefs here is fine. They, like, replace themselves and have a small amount of upside. If they let me, I think I'm going to cash this Rejuvenator in as a game 3 here. Wouldn't be super surprised to see the Firebrand kill it, though, just so they get a clean attack in with the Steamkin. Oh, really? Okay, interesting. Definitely blocking here. So there might be merit to just cracking the Blast Zone this turn, honestly. Oh, you know, I should probably do this first and then change phases so they can't float mana and kill my Reef. Small and optimal there. I'd like to draw an untapped land for the turn so I can crack Blast Zone and cast Risen Reef. Perfect. Let's lead on this in case this finds a Field of the Dead. Chandra is like pretty good against us. I don't think I want to attack her. I think our best shot is like just drawing a trophy. It'd be really sad when we get Chain Whirler this turn.
What's that smell? Oh, it's you burning.
That's a good hit. I'm going to lead on this because I would like to cast Trophy if we draw it. Alright, so she's at 6 still. I'm gonna put her to 5 so that way she's 3 turns off of vaulting. Because if they draw like a Chain Whirler, I don't want to have to like attack her for 2. If they Chain Whirler, I lose all my 1 power creatures.
This is just gonna be bad for you.
Alright, so on the draw, I'm gonna board in the second Legion's End. I think I'm cutting a 3 for it. My 5s are pretty important here. I think Risen Reef is worse than Rejuvenator in this matchup because getting to 5 mana consistently is more important than generating value. And like I know triple Risen Reef was like okay there, but in general I think it's not good enough. I think it's pretty critical that I have one of these, like 2 of these cards in my opening hand in most games in this matchup. Especially when I'm on the draw and need to not die. I think we submit like this. The more I think about it, the more I like this. Let's do that. Risen Reef is pretty bad in the draw. Going off script here a little bit. As we think about things. Yeah, this hand's great. This looks way better than Risen Reef, right? Just like thinking about like what this hand is. Yep. That's a Witch Figure, alright. I wonder if I'm supposed to play the Drowned Catacomb on 1. I don't think so. That's a real reason to play it on 1. Untapped Black Sorcerer is just absurd. That is basically an untapped Black Source, because this puts this into play tapped, and then this is now untapped. Alright, that'll do, pig. That'll do. I think I'm in for that. We are at the point of the game now where we're like looking for our 5s, but I think that's reasonable. Yes. Keeping this on top means that I can kill their next creature with this and not give them a land with Trophy. Because Trophy insulates us against an Experimental Frenzy or a Chandra down the line. So again, just looking for Cavaliers and Yaroks at this point. Would not be surprised to see this eat a Firebrand plus a 3 damage spell. Yep. Alright, we have 5 different lands and 6 total lands. The thing that really gets us here is running running powerful 4-mana spells, like running Chandras, running Frenzies, is something we currently don't have an answer for that we now do. Alright. So I'm doing this now, so that way if they have like a Wizard's Lightning, they can't cast it on the cheap. Really need a way to close this game out. Even a Rejuvenator is a good draw at this point. Field of the Dead's a good draw. Just like anything that starts putting power into play. Alright. That means Field of the Dead starts making things. Deal. In for Yarok. Now this is post board, so we could... Yarok does get fried and fight with fired post board in this matchup. Something important to note. And they're sitting on cards. They could be sitting on, like, Shock Strike. They could be sitting on Fries. They could be sitting on Fight with Fires. I think I'm doing this because I have two of them. Giving them a fourth land doesn't feel good, but, like, I don't really want to block this with Yarok because of that. Because I don't really want to trade Yarok for, like, Gitu plus a Lightning Strike. Wizard Lightning or whatever. If this gets in even 2 hits, it's just like absurd. And like now all our Field of the Dead draws are better, our Cavalier draws are better. Yeah, that's fine.
You and I are gonna take them out. There's no problem fire can't solve.
Alright, we are soft to running powerful 4s now because I burned a trophy on the other thing, but Yarok just makes so much of our deck so live. And it gains us 3 life per turn. So if this is Frenzy or Chandra, we could still have a game here if we brick off. But if we don't brick off, we can probably beat Chandra or Frenzy here. Let's go. Let's go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Beep 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 beep. Yo. I'm going to wait on the trophy this time, because if I draw a cast down, I'd rather cast this down. Which figure? Yep. Alright, so... This again leaves me exposed to a 4. And that's my last trophy, right? No, it's my 3rd trophy. A good Frenzy here could get them in this game, so maybe I'm not supposed to kill that. Alright. Are we gonna 10-1 today? Maybe we can 10-1 today. At the very least, it's looking like we're getting close to 3-0. We're gonna hold on to that Watery Grave because if we draw Field of the Dead, that Watery Grave turns into zombies later. Yep. I'm gonna jump block with this Grazer, I think. I think I'm holding on to the trophy for now. I have a lot of cards that answer this, and this is like my insurance plan against something a little bit bigger. Because like even this into Field of the Dead plus this, just like, you know, makes enough zombies to block. That is a little bit unfortunate, but it does get Memorial to Folly here. Which, if I do that, I can put this into play tapped, and then next turn I can crack Memorial, pick up Yarok, play Yarok. A little punishing there. I put 4 cards in the bottom of my deck with that Rejuvenator, so we're like 30 cards into my deck without a Field of the Dead, plus that Scry Bottom. They drew a burn spell. Oh, God. Oh. Maybe because I know the field's on top of my deck, I'm supposed to just not attack there. Man, where on earth are our Fields of the Dead? We're still in an okay spot until they draw a Frenzy, but like, woof. Alright. Alright. Better lucky than good, etc., etc. Yeah, that attack with the Yarok was probably bad. Knowing I had the payoff on top of my deck, it was probably bad. Sure. So, if I Jungle Hollow on 1 here, I have to shock myself to Thought Erasure on 2, which seems not ideal. So I'm going to lead on Breeding Pool, even though this could be an untapped land at a later date. Which may or may not be right. Our hand's okay here, but this is a bad die roll to lose for sure. Oh, vampires. I don't think I can win from here. I should probably just concede before showing them I'm playing Field of the Dead. Yeah, I think I just cut a Reef again here. Alright. Sounds good. Boop, boop, boop. Scry. Woodland Cemetery. This. Opponent mulligan 2/6. How about 5? Here, 5 cards is nice this time of year. Yeah, that's fine. No turn 1 play. Thank you. Yep. Sure. Alright, show me 2 more Vanguards. Sorin, other stuff. Yep. Rats! We were one too soon. It's obviously right to use my thing there. Feels bad though. Second Reef's a good draw. I'm going to decline putting this into play because I can shock it into play and then play this Rejuvenator. I do not have a Temple of Malady yet. Start making friends. In. You think paying 4 to kill my Rejuvenator is a good line? I guess it powers up their knight, so that's fair. It's closer. I don't know if that's worth it, but it's closer. I think I'd rather have a Scry than a hit point here. Not often the case in this matchup, but in this current board state that we're in, I think that's definitely the case. Yep, and that's why. Alright, so with Yarok on top, we definitely want to just like pump the brakes and be as conservative as possible here. Wonderful to see them smash here so they can flip this over. Nope, not quite yet. Yarok drawing 4 cards is probably going to be pretty close to game ending. This attack seems super loose. I don't know if they're winning regardless, but I don't think I need to double trophy this turn. So I could like draw that and shock it in, but the odds I need a double trophy this turn are like so low. The first 4 triggers didn't get you. How about the next 6? Yeah, thinking about this. I want my... Cutting the fourth reef is probably wrong. It's probably Rejuvenator, honestly. These are just so good in multiples. They're both pretty mediocre, but Reef has the upside of, like, being really good in multiples, which is nice. Yeah, this is pretty reasonable. It ideally would like an untapped green on 1, but beggars won't be choosers. Opponent went to 5 here, it looks like. Yep. I think I just Temple here because I don't really want to disfigure this Sky March Aspirant anyways when I have this Arboreal Grazer that's an 0-3. So I think I just like take the hit for a turn, get my scry on. Bottom Field of the Dead there because it's not an untapped land and it's not a 3rd green source. And unless we're exceptionally unfortunate, we'll find one of our other 3 copies once we start like Rejuvenating and Cavaliering. We're still a little bit too far away from the end game to like have that be a reasonable keep in this matchup. Okay. Well, it sucks they're having a connection issue. Thanks for the 31 months, 10 minutes in the past, Tex Colorado. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Welcome to everybody. I've missed a whole bunch of resubs in here. Sorry about that. I'm not really keeping an eye on the ticker. I'm like half keeping an eye on it while I play. I was only looking at it now because my opponent's disconnected. It's like we had new buy with the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Not right, checking in for the half a year, 6 months. Asorathar says, who remembers when Jeff wrote articles about Kiki Cord on the Meadery Pepperidge Farm remembers? That's a long time ago. I actually just donated some old Meadery hoodies I had that were still in good condition. Guard yourself with the 7 months. And Apple Tunes. Hot dang, the playmat and background looks cool. Good luck today, Talkie Box Man. Thanks for the 21 months, Apple Tunes. Moya Card, checking in for the 2nd month. Toxic Flames with 13. Michael Bow with the brand new Prime Support. Welcome to Hoaglandia. I appreciate it. Navier with the 18 months. Soul Bonded with the 12 months. So, I mean, I could talk about, like, what's optimal here. We're just going to, like, make plays. Thanks for the 25 months, BMEC. Do they not actually fully disconnect? Do I have to actually kill them? Do I have to sit here and wait for timers to tick down and kill them? Or is it the third time? And maybe it's the third one. We did this happened yesterday too. I think it's the third one. The third time it goes all the way down, they get kicked out. Thanks for the 3 months, Winged Yeti. I appreciate it. So I believe this should be a win then, since it's already happened twice. There you go. Yep. It is in fact 3 times. Got it. Onwards, upwards, backwards, forward. Next. Sure. Got a Disfigure for an aggressive matchup. Have triple green to cast our Cavaliers. Have 4 of the 5 lands we need to cast them. Have all of our colors. Seems doing a lot of things we're into. Lead on the tapped land that lets us Disfigure. Dinos. This matchup is hard. Hopefully they play the 1/2 on 2, so this Disfigure has text. One of the reasons why this matchup is hard is because our Disfigures largely don't have text, and Arboreal Grazer does not block meaningfully. This matchup is the reason why I put a couple of cast downs on the sideboard, which help a little, but I think the matchup is still hard even with those. This is a good draw. It means we can early Cavalier is one of our better ways to win this matchup for sure. So we'll grab a temple that we don't already have. So we'll go Scry on here, looking for an untapped land. Perfect. All right. I mean, we're running really well so far today. Cannot complain. Could complain, but definitely shouldn't. What? Deal? Oh, let's not mess that up. I was so taken aback by the fact that they just Savage Stomped that I almost played the wrong land. It was just like, Arc. I think I'm bottoming that. Am I? Next turn I play field, play Cavalier. And the following turn I play another field. Yeah, I'm bottoming that. Let's try and find like another Cavalier or a Yarok or a Risen Reef or something. There could be an argument that that card is better than our average draw from here. You could definitely see that as an argument that gets made. Could be made. Doesn't really matter here. We've got plenty of stuff. I'm going to attack here because if they want to trade, it makes their Ghalta worse. And ideally, I'd like to not get Ghalted. So if they attack with this Raptor, I would get a Yarok back. We're going to go ahead and disfigure this Regisaur, which denies them haste, so that's nice. Another Field of the Dead, yep. So I guess I just start by attacking with these two. with this third Field of the Dead in my hand. The Yarok means that one field makes 12, makes a Galta's worth of zombies, which is sweet. We're going to overblock here because Collision Colossus is a card, and if they want to burn 2 copies of Collision Colossus, it still dies, so... This attack feels real good for us. I think I'm probably cranking this to 4 here. That's why they're attacking. That makes sense. They're attacking because I have this in play, and they don't want me to trade this 2 for 1 on their Ceratopses. Yep. Alright. Things are breaking our way so far. Still early though. We're only 4-0. Need to go 10-1 to make the day 2 cut in this thing. I think I'd rather have a couple Disfigures on the draw than the Ceratops. Go back and forth here. Maybe I'm supposed to leave in some number of Legion's End. Let's split the difference here, because Legion's End kills their 2-drop, but like outside of their 2-drop, it just basically doesn't do anything. And Disfigure, at least is a combat trick with Cavalier of Thorns, which is nice. It cleans up their X4s once they take 2 damage from their 2-3. Some of these Dino decks have Land War Elves in them too. Not all of them, but some of them do. Because you typically play Land War Elves out before you play your 2-3, so... Yeah, I think this is fine. Turn to Erasure, turn through Rejuvenator. The temples are so good. Just can't really even put into words just how good the temples are. Alright, don't veil me. Sweet. Huh. Domri. I think I just take Regisaur here. The appeal to taking Domri is they don't get to make a play next turn, though. Maybe I just take Domri. That's close. Domri lets them fight my blockers down. It's definitely Regisaur or Domri. These Rejuvenators are, like, pretty likely to find me Field of the Deads between them, though, which is nice. So I think it's this one. The appeal of cutting up their curve is nice, though, but I think I just take the card that kills me. A good friend of mine once gave me the best piece of advice I ever heard when it came to resolving Thoughtseize. Take the card that kills you, idiot. I'm pretty sure that's this one. I'm gonna play the Forest here because that gives me the best chance to play Cavalier next turn. Assuming we get a little bit fortunate. There's a Field of the Dead. Sign me up. I guess leaving them Domri lets them haste this turn. I'm going to take this hit rather than using the Rejuvenator to gain 6 because double Rejuvenator plus Disfigure kills this. Although it might be right to just gain 6 there. Could see that going either way. Worth noting, if this Legion's End had been a Disfigure, we could have double disfigured the Shifting Ceratops, or something worth noting.
My wild beasts will bring your command.
They are playing Land War Elves, okay. That makes me more inclined to play more Disfigures next game. Yep. This is the punish for the line that I took here. Because I get to get blown out by something like that. Yeah, I guess this is where I'm at. We're dead to quite a bit here. Wonder if they'll have Domri fight and then smack me for 6. Yeah, looks like it. I like that. It's pretty aggressive, but it seems like a good line. Leaves me dead to like Lightning Strike at a future date. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands exactly. I think I want to lead on... I want to lead on Drowned Catacombs here. And the reason to lead on Drowned Catacombs is really small, but there actually isn't a second Drowned Catacombs in my deck. I guess it doesn't matter because of the number of lands I have though, right? Because it's my 8th land. I guess it doesn't matter. So we'll pick this back up. If this finds a Field of the Dead, we're in an okay spot. If this finds a Field of the Dead, we're in like we're still dead to stuff off the top, but like we could be okay otherwise. Arch of Orazca. Yeah, I mean, here we are. These are a few of my favorite things. This is at 1, so I can't fight anything again here. So if they draw bricks from here, we could be okay. Obviously dead to a variety of things. So we do this, they give this trample, we go to 1. So need a live one here. Yarok would be a great pickup. It would let us make 4 zombies. Which figure? Okay, so we start with this. We could draw another Field of the Dead. Alright, it's an Assassin's Trophy and a Disfigure. Okay, so if I play this, I make a 2/2, and then I can trophy this one, and I can Disfigure plus block this one. In response to the fight, kill it. So if these are blanks, we are still, you know, staying alive. Ah ha ha ha, staying alive, staying alive. Ah ha ha ha. We're gonna die to a hasty dino off the top. Dead to Collision Colossus here. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, dee 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 dee. Cavalier trophy. Yup. Yup. So, we're still a ways off, but if anyone was ever wondering how you 10-1 a tournament, this is, the draws that we've exhibited here are an excellent example of a way to potentially do that. I think I'm just supposed to hold trophy up here rather than play the Rejuvenator. I'm just gonna gain life here. I don't need more zombies than we already have. I'm just throwing away a zombie for extra points of damage here because I have plenty. If they sweep the board, they sweep the board, and I'd like to get some damage in with them before that happens. We're up to 12 here. Okie doke. Alright, I mean, that's half the wins. Slow, slow and steady. Instant coffee drink, Scrubs, Mike the Knight, Gordawa, Winged Yeti. Thank you for the subs while I was playing that match. Back to the Magic the Gathering. Sounds very reasonable. Blood Crypt. Interesting. Jund Dinos again? Yeah, Jund Dinos again. Okay, that makes sense. That is an awesome draw. I think I take Spellbreaker here. And then I plan to just block this for a turn and let it chew through their hand a little bit. Or maybe I just kill it right away and let it take one card out of their hand. Yeah, that's probably the play. So, let them choose what they're discarding before they know that I'm killing those. So, that was a 2-for-1 because their card made them discard a card and then we killed it. That's very good.
Behold, nature's true power.
Looking for a green source here. Wish granted. I think I'm looking for another trophy for this. If they have a dino here, they get to smack me for 12 this turn, though. Yup. Trophy's probably not going to matter.
The land shall conquer
I don't know, there's a whole lot that we could do here. Alright. 5 and 2 it is. Grasp is great, cast down's great, trophy's great. Trim our top end. Arboreal Grazer does not block meaningfully here. They're on the 2-drop mana dork that gets bigger when they have dinos. I think I want these Disfigures. I think there's a good chance they're not on. I bet they're on Land War Elves along with. I bet they're on Land War Elves along with that 2-drop to accelerate into Nissa. I feel like Nissa implies Land War Elves, so I'm gonna board in all the Disfigures, assuming they have 8 mana dorks that I can kill with them. Yep. I don't need double blue, right? I'm probably just playing this tapped on one anyways. Yeah, that's fine. Land World's Assumption coming to fruition. Okay, that's the... Although I guess that's not really a punish, because if I play Swamp on 1, Hinterland Harbor's tapped on 2 anyways, right? So regardless of which land I keep there, I can't. Wow, they're playing this along with. Huh, that's interesting. All right, this with main deck Nissa is surprising to me. I think it's right to do 3-4 here and then wait a second on this. They're probably still gonna have cards, but I don't know. I guess they like play a 7-6 here. I'm a little bit behind. Sure. Yep. Thanks for the Rainbow Land. It's actually gonna be pretty good here for them. Well, they don't have a land. Okay. Definitely just doing this then. Get my 5-6 on. I would like to scry. That. Maybe I'm supposed to attack there. Probably not blocking even if they kill this. Let's do this first because I want to surveil before I draw my card. Before my card I'm drawing, not before I mean, that's better than not at this point. Ashiok, that's probably very difficult for them to cast. Another Marauding Raptor. So the second Raptor's not even that good because it kills most of their stuff if they play it out. I think it's just Charging Monstrosaur here. Ashiok is interesting because I boarded out my Nexus of Fate. So I guess if we get a game 3, I'm going to board my Nexus back in. Just to insulate against getting milled out. Okay. I kind of want to just do this and then take it. Because, like, they lose both the cards in their hand next turn if I don't kill this. There's kind of some appeal to double blocking here, though. Play and put Risen Reef on top of my deck. This is going to be small. I think I'm just doing this. These are going to be tiny next turn. I'd love like a blast zone here. Memorial to Genius isn't bad. I'll draw some cards next turn. I think I just do this. I don't have anything very good to get back out, though, is the issue. I have 3... So I can play Risen Reef plus Crack Memorial. The problem is my Field of the Deads are still off. Maybe I should have held the Hinterland Harbor last turn. I think I should have held the Hinterland Harbor last turn. Because holding the Hinterland Harbor would mean that if the Risen Reef drew an Assassin's Trophy, I could trophy this and then get a... and then get some zombies off playing the Hinterland Harbor. So I think playing that land out was incorrect. So I'm not dead on board, but I'm dead to a lot of their top decks. Any dinosaur kills us here because it makes the raptors lethal. Oh, I should have held the tomb, right? Yeah, I should have held the tomb for the same thing I talked about last time. I think I'm on the zero outer here because I played the tomb. If I hadn't played the tomb, trophy would give us an out. Better lucky than good. Oh, jeez. I messed up again. So, I wasn't paying attention to the auto tapper, and this no longer makes black mana once I kill that. So that's actually a pretty big mistake. Because I can't disfigure now. Yeah, I would have been able to disfigure and kill one of these and save a zombie if I'd have tapped better. So I'd be plus a zombie right now. Although my mistakes end up working out here, because now that this stayed alive, this is disfigurable. So if you want to know how to like oops your way into some stuff here. And I think I'm just gonna hold on to the disfigure again here. Because these will trade anyways. Because, like, they draw a land this turn, the disfigure on this lets the zombie live. Yep.
Strange and magnificent.
So do I want to use this Disfigure to just keep a Risen Reef alive? Otherwise, I could put Reef here and Disfigure here. I think I probably should not keep the Reef alive. I think I want to save this zombie and kill this land. Hopefully we draw like a Yarok or a Cavalier or some payoff here. I'm dead, right? I'm dead. That was a heck of a game. Really needed to hit a Yarok or a Cavalier at some point here in the late game. Made a number of mistakes this game too, though, so this one probably ends up a little bit different if I play a little bit better. Yeah, because no matter how I slice it, they're attacking me with 3 lethal creatures next turn. Good games, opponent. Yeah, I guess we'll do this and make them attack because we're playing for real things. But it's 30 seconds. This isn't Magic Online though, so it's really hard to click through your combat step. Yep. Rats, curse you, good software. Why don't you make it easier for my opponent to make massive mistakes? Rabble, 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 rabble. Gregor, Wolfwood, J Shrimp, all the good, Shame Spiral. Thanks for the support while I was in the match. Thanks everyone for bringing out today. And 10 minutes in the past, we had 2,100 viewers, which is pretty sweet. We're 5-1, so we have up to 5 more matches here, but potentially just 1 more loss because that's how this tournament works. If you missed any of my earlier matches, I've been playing for all of an hour and a half. So it'll go up on YouTube regardless of how many we win or lose. And honestly had a lot of really good games so far today, which is part of the reason why I'm playing this deck. I think this deck generates a lot of what I would consider to be good games of Magic. Regardless of the matchup. Gen Dinos, Mono Red, Vampires, etc. We've had a good bit of variety too. This is our 7th match. We've played 1 Vamps, 1 Esper, 2 Mono Red, 2 Gen Dinos. I'm really glad that we played the cast. I played the cast downs to hedge the Dinos matchup a little bit. Nissa, we beat the 1 Gen Dinos deck. The Nissa out of the last one gave us a little bit of a hard time. My misplays didn't help either, but Nissa was definitely very good for them. That might be wrong. I don't know. I've got double Yarok, and I kind of want to pay off for it. It might be right to just like scry aggressively for a 3-drop. Basic island and pauses could be mono blue. Hopefully not. I wonder how this deck's Phoenix matchup is. Hopefully we're not about to find that out. That's not a matchup that I've really played. Jeskai, interesting. Could be probably Planeswalkers. I've seen some people talking about Jeskai Planeswalkers, which doesn't seem like a terrible deck. We played a little bit of that on stream and it felt okay. Looks like Jeskai Walkers. So Tamiyo can't name lands when she pluses, which is fine because we actually don't have any 4 of lands other than Field of the Dead. But she can down tick to pick up lands. So next turn we'll go Forest plus Tamiyo named Risen Reef most likely, assuming we don't draw one because it's a 4 of an Arctic that we wouldn't mind drawing. And then hopefully she mills past an untapped land, and then the following turn she can grab that with a down tick. Well, we hit on the reef, even if we missed on the land we were looking for the down tick.
Meditate and prepare.
I wonder if I brick on land for the turn, if I just take Rejuvenator. I could see that being correct. Yangling's okay against us. We have a 5/6 with reach, so we got that going on.
It's us or them. We are the future.
That's a really good draw. And by that, I mean it's tapped, and I totally knew it was tapped. That's still a play regardless, so... I guess, if this hits a buddy land... If this hits a shock land, sorry, I could have put this into play untapped and cast a Thought Erasure. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna name Risen Reef again.
I think you will find my notes helpful.
I can't Witch Figure this because my opponent's Kazminia makes our Witch Figure cost 3 here. If our opponent has a Sarkin, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Which could be a reason to downtick this and Thought Erasure them, but Thought Erasuring them last turn does not seem ideal, just because it's like such an inefficient use of my mana. Teferi, sure. Teferi's much better for us than Sarkin would be here. We are happy to grind. Grinding is our deck's middle name. Tamiyo goes to 5.
You are setting a bad example.
Kill my Reef here. Sure. Huh. So Field of the Dead is interesting because Field of the Dead gives me a reason to maybe play Yarok this turn and like get double Cavalier triggers next turn. That doesn't seem unreasonable. So I was just going to snap off the Cavalier because I don't want Yarok to just, like, not do anything the turn he comes down. But, like, getting an extra zombie guaranteed is fine here. I'm just going to go ahead and name Risen Reef again here. With these Tamiyo activations and these Cavaliers coming here soon, we're probably getting into a range of like, hey, we can just start looping Nexus somewhat soon, which is nice. I currently have 7 lands in play. That's by the Field of the Dead triggered. So if Cavalier hits an untapped land, we can go Cavalier into Risen Reef next turn, even if we don't draw an untapped land for the turn. Now, one of the downsides to not playing Cavalier this turn is the fact that if they have Sarkin, they get to attack for 12 in the air, and I don't have a blocker with Reach. Is a concern. They could just, like, play Sarkin plus 12 me, plus 16 me. No Sarkin here bodes really well for us. I'm gonna go ahead and just trade off these boys and girls for these, because I don't want to block with Yarok, because then Yarok would die to the Deafening Clarion that we know about. Even if we didn't know about the Deafening Clarion, their deck likely plays 3 to 4 copies in the main, and I wouldn't block with the Yarok there. But the fact that it's heads up just makes the decision infinitely easier. Now, they could still have a way to kill this. They have, like, Chandra 6 here. They could play her and down ticket. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Stay back. I'm an explosively good pyromancer. Glad I could help with your not being on fire problem.
Huh. I'm gonna start with this to get back. It doesn't really matter, just an untapped land here. So that way I can go this and then go Reef into Cavalier of Thorns to get the extra Reef trigger on the Cavalier. Oh, actually, I can do this and then the Yarok, right? Yeah, let's do that, actually. Now we're gonna get Clarion this turn. That much we're aware of. The question is, do they have another Clarion here to go with it? So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. So I'm 2 lands away from being able to Cavalier and Nexus in the same turn. Tucking that is interesting because I have a Tamiyo in play. I guess they just don't want it out. We're gonna plus this and instant speed sweep me. Sure.
I've got time.
Instant speed and non-instant speed here are basically the same thing. Because they're going to Clarion before I hit their Planeswalkers. So, like, would you like your board to die, or would you like to cast your Clarion? Oh, weird. You want to cast the Clarion? Strange. Alright, so we plus this and we get our Yarok back.
To the library.
We play Yarok. Let's make sure we're still going to have mana for Cavalier. Yep. This notably gives us a flying blocker here as well, which is nice. I'd actually like to hit a life gain land so we could gain 2. To insulate against the Chandra emblem a little bit. Alright, well, they swept our board this turn, and we have 12 zombies again now, so, you know. Good luck, Godspeed. Sarkhan is still very good here. Sarkhan lets them... They can give us another Chandra emblem, and then Sarkhan cracks us for 16.
Keep up the pace.
How many life gain lanes are still in my deck, though, is the question. I don't think I've seen any yet this game. I've seen 1. So I have two life gain lanes in my deck. They have 8, so they could Sarkhan... plus Clarion me this turn, which would be their best possible play. We might see Chandra just cash in to clean up the zombies. If Chandra pluses here, that's a little bit scary.
Or is it getting a little warm in
So the Chandra plussing implies that they have another sweeper. If they have a Clarion, or if they have a Cleansing Nova, we're potentially going to be in a lot of trouble. That being said, my deck is getting to the point where I have enough mana to both Cavalier and cast Nexus in the same turn, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's only 16 cards left in my deck. What do I want on top of my deck here? I just haven't had a trophy in like that many cards either. Huh? I might just decline this and try Nexus of Fate them this turn. Oh, there's a trophy. I think I'm gonna decline this and just like Cavalier and try and hit Nexus off this Tamiyo. Alright, 12 cards. Oh, swing and a miss. Alright, so we just gotta like get through this next turn with enough hit points and stuff. So they can tuck Tamiyo here, and they can Chandra down tick to clear zombies. But I have a draw 2 sitting in play here.
Everyone knows the bigger explosions are more fun.
Yep. Kind of surprised they didn't start with that. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 mana total here. Yep.
Let's slow this down. Trust me, I have a plan.
Even a light breeze can erode a mountain. Call your temper.
All right, so I think we start. By cracking the Memorial to Genius. Oh god, there's an Narset over there. Fuck me. I've played this game before. I know how it works. At some point, I will remember every bit of static text on all of these cards. There aren't any lands left in my deck. That's unfortunate. So obviously that was very wrong. Should have cracked this one.
time for a break. I've got it.
No pressure.
Yep. Another thing to consider too is these games are going really long. My opponent's down to 19 minutes on their clock, so I probably want to make them kill me, even if my foo bars lead me to death.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
That's good. If we play 3 games like this, they could realistically time out. They're at 19 minutes. I'm at 21 minutes. Yep.
Encumbered by the sky's divine power.
So what are we hoping to draw here? I think it's Nexus of Fate. If I hit Nexus or Tamiyo, right? Alright, so let's start with this. So this finds nothing. Nexus of Fate is back in my deck still. My turn. I could have tapped better so I could trophy this. Oh, this cost me 4. Yeah, I think that's still worth it. So, I'm dead to a Cleansing Nova. That's how this is gonna work. If they have a Cleansing Nova, I die to the Chandra emblems before I kill them. So if I kill this, I attack for 9 next turn, and then I do this. So yes, I'm gonna do. Cause I have four more turns before I die. No, that's fine. I don't even need to do this, right? I'm gonna start my next turn. I go to 8. I think I'm dead to Shock, right? Because Shock takes a turn off the Chandra Emblem clock. Yeah, I can't beat Cleansing Nova. Cleansing Nova and Shock both kill me. I guess if I would have trophied this, I would have played around Shock. So that's something to note. I could have beaten a Shock here. I'm not currently beating Shock. So this is why there's one Nexus of Fate in the deck. For people who have wondered, this is why there's one Nexus of Fate in the deck. So in spite of doing my best to lose there by sacrificing the memorial when I definitely almost certainly should not have, right? That was a pretty huge mistake. We limped out of it. I think I just bring in a cast down as a way to kill their dragon / Yangling token. Maybe I just leave in Grazer. You could maybe argue that maybe I just Mise an Unmoored Ego, because if they don't Sarkin me, they're not beating me most likely. As that last game kind of showed, like, in spite of all my blunders, like, we just powered through because our deck is good in the matchup. Or seems like it's good in the matchup at least. Yeah, it's like Cast Down, Grazer, or Unmoored Ego here are the cards I want to decide between. It's probably just Cast Down. Having a way to, like, force through attacks on their Planeswalkers seems very profitable. I'm going to make a note to restart my client here after I'm... Restart client after this match. It's starting to lag. We've been playing for 2 hours now. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we're kind of close in timers after that game, because I had to click through a lot at the end there. I was only up by 2 minutes. Our opponent's not really playing slow. It's just been a long, grueling game. Sure. Any Black Source makes this hand really decent. They're at 17. I'm at 18.5. Yeah, up 90 seconds. Which, if people that aren't familiar with my stream, usually I'm up like 5+ minutes on most people. So the fact that we're within 90 seconds here is like pretty impressive on my opponent's part. They're playing at a very reasonable pace. Mr. Long, wherever you are, I appreciate you. Sure. Thanks for keeping it clipping along here. God, the frame rate lag is so bad. Let the Planeswalkers rain down from on high. I'd love to hit any untapped land here. Black Source is obviously ideal, but would settle for any untap. Play the Rejuvenator. Honestly, even if we hit an untapped Black Source, it's probably just Rejuvenator.
Hone your prowess.
I'm going to put the Field of the Dead into play tapped here, because while this isn't currently untapped, it could be untapped in the future, especially once I take 5 extra looks at a basic or shock land tier. Ceratops. Ceratops seems pretty good in this matchup. It dodges, it doesn't get killed by Clarion, and it's got haste. Protection from blue means it gets past these Gasmenia blockers too, which is sweet. Gasmenia is actually, like, pretty annoying in this matchup. Like, making our trophies cost 4 is, like, really bad. There's a reason why we play trophy instead of Vraska's Contempt rate. Efficiency is key in a lot of these games. Wow. I know we kept a hand without a Black Source, but we were on the draw. This is turn 4, so we've seen 9 cards without a Black Source. How unlucky are we? 48, so we're 53. There were 12 black sources. We looked at 9 cards. We're only 92% to find a black source in 9 cards. That's fair, I guess. Blood Sun's a little annoying. It's gonna make the Field of the Deads not work here, obviously. No blocks. Okay. I think I just play this even without... Oh! It does have haste because this puts it into play untapped. God bless. I forgot about that. Alright, so yeah, sure. I could have thought Erasure that turn, huh? I'm going to take her out of play just because I would like to be able to trophy things at an efficient rate. There's a non-zero chance we get our board swept next turn, so... Yeah. Yeah, Blood Sun strips the life gain and says they're untapped. They still make their colors, right?
I have practiced against many foes alike. Keep an open mind.
Feel like we should keep a kill counter for this shifting Ceratops. Feel like it's gonna take a lot of Planeswalker names here. Suppose they could have Ixalan's Binding this turn. They have no, they already played a land, right? Yeah, they played an untapped Steam Vents. Alright, there's the Binding, but that doesn't get Ceratops this turn. And I get Thought Erasure, which is sweet. Oh no, not Teferi Time Raveler, chat. What if they bounce my Ceratops? Oh wait. Oh wait.
Might be a bad idea.
How about a big old cup of bugger off instead? Nobody loves you, Teferi. Sweet. I can do both of these. Send me up. This is backwards, right? I should have take veto here. Huh. Huh. I guess I leave that there because I am playing Cavalier, right? I should have erasured after Cavalier, though, is what should have happened.
I was not prepared for this.
I'll protect you.
Really? Okay. Deal. I think I can just play through those other two. I think I want that land because I'm gonna trophy this Blood Sun. And then, once I trophy the Blood Sun, these unlock. So, having extra lands is fine. Nothing useful in there yet, but there will be. We're getting pretty close to forcing the issue on Clarion. Opponent's down to 11 minutes on their clock. I have 16 on mine, so I've gained a lot of time back in this game. I'd say that attack doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna offer this Cavalier of Thorns, I think. I'm basically trading my Cavalier of Thorns for their Teferi here, which I think is fine.
Suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
And I don't want to play the Yarok out here because if I play the Yarok out, they're going to Clarion already this turn to kill this. And if I play the Yarok out, it lets them Clarion plus Shock to kill the Yarok. So they get to clean house here. But I get to put Risen Reef on top of my deck. And I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lands. So we'll end step crack this Memorial. And then next turn we'll still have enough to go Reef into Yarok. I'm gonna crack this blue Memorial in response to this, because we could draw like a trophy and maybe trophy this.
Longer. Stand by and watch.
I guess Reef into Yarok is less good here because they have a Shock in hand. But like once they shock the Reef, I drew Tamiyo now, and I already had the Memorial. And like notably here, I'm at 17, so like they're still a ways off of killing us. Blast Zone's pretty good. Shocking this in response to the trigger would be a pretty big mistake. Deal. So, now that they shocked in response to the trigger, well, that's the thing. I think I'm just Tamiyoing. Nah, let's make him have a sweeper. I guess it doesn't matter. I was thinking if they shocked in response to the trigger, maybe I would just, like, play Tamiyo, but, like, getting 4 zombies here off a land drop, like, kills them pretty quickly, and I think I just want to, like, stop dicking around to close the game out. Ooh.
Here goes nothing.
Alright. Oh, my sequencing was bad here.
I am Tamiyo. It is an honor to meet you.
I missed a trigger. That doesn't matter.
I have learned much from my ancestors.
Should have played the Reef before trophying their thing, obviously, because I would have gotten one more trigger. Because this would have made one when it come in, and this would have made 2 when it came in. Nope, they're out of cards in hand, so I only need to attack with 1.
It's only a matter of time.
As you will. Even if they draw a sweeper here, we just like rebuild next turn. As you will.
Right on schedule. Trust me, I have a plan.
I mean, I guess that means they're not dead on board, right? Fair. Sure.
Seek and find.
Oh! I should have, Nah, it's right to name trophy. I have more trophies than I do. Yeah, let's just send an extra one here. I don't have lethal either way, right? Just make sure this idiot dies. If I'd have started this turn with plussing Tamiyo, I could have memorialed and picked the Ceratops up and killed them. I don't think it really matters. I'm not sure that there's really a wrong way to eat this Rhesus, but I think, like, what? Even if they find their sweeper here, like, my follow-up next turn is just, like, almost certainly kill you.
If you wish to surrender now, I understand. Meditate and prepare.
I guess the upside to dealing 2 to them here, the extra 2 on the zombie attack instead of sending an extra 1 here, is that they'd have been dead to Ceratops still. Which is worth noting. Alright, so they're still dead to Speedy Dino here, plus Yarok. If this is a blank, they're dead. So could have killed them last turn and missed it. 'Cause I'm super sloppy. I'm gonna play around Settle the Wreckage and cast some spells pre-combat here. Because it's just, like, strictly optimal to do so. Some of these decks play that card. Two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. So if I play this, I still have enough to play Anti-Ceratops. It's the first time I've ever had my timer pop up like that. I have less than 12 minutes left. It's just been a long set. So I know we drew this Thought Erasure, but if I... Oh, I can't play this because of that. I'm good at this. I understand how magic works. Alright, I guess we're Thought Erasuring. And I spent, so I missed lethal again. Because if I hadn't cast the other Reef, I could have down-ticked this, picked up trophy, and killed that. And all I'm gonna say, chat, is that you should be really impressed with the power level of this deck, because I've missed lethal 2 turns in a row, and things are still looking really good for the home team over here. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think you will find my note.
Let's not lose to Settle the Wreckage.
I follow the tracks of
We made enough other mistakes here. Let's make sure this one's for reals. For realsies. Yay! We did it! Alright, let's restart this client. I'd like to attack for a very lethal amount. Dunk, 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 dunk. Alright, I'm not doing full sponsor shills, but I need to restart the client here because it hemorrhages memory these days. These people are great. Buy their stuff. These people also great. Buy their stuff. We had a $5 tip earlier today too while I was in the middle of a match because Narset sucks. Thanks, Pepperidge Farms. Hippity Long Ears. Thank you for the 50 months. I appreciate that. Mir with the 13. Aces of Death with the 22. That is a lot of months. Polar Scribe with the noting that only 58 more weeks until Tefri Mess. Camboni Machine with the 7-month resub. Welcome back, folks. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. Let's just keep on clipping along here. I don't want to be here all day, so we are now 6-1. 4 more matches at most. 1 more loss. Oh, yeah, this one's pretty good. Bottom that one, I think. I'm gonna bottom that. I think I'd rather find some utility lands. I have plenty of colors at this point. These are my secrets. Pick your favorite. I assume we're losing Thought Erasure. Opponent has the Bolas Avatar and the Bolas Sleeves, chat. Are we gonna get Grixis here, or are they just playing Esper? Either way, Disfigure seems bad. Heals Esper, man.
I know my responsibility. Here we go.
Just let Tefri know how we really feel about him. Send a little hostility in his general direction.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Alright. Ready. Who's got 2 thumbs and is ready for Yarok to get bounced the next 2 turns? This guy right here.
That's more like it.
Yep, big Tefri. So, again, positions like this, we feel bad and we're a bit behind, but it's not like a lot of other decks in this format where, like, they get this set up and you're just dead, because, like, our deck just has so much inevitability because we play Field of the Dead in it. Now, unfortunately, we have double Temple of Mystery in play right now, which kind of sucks for us. If this was making Zomboys and Girls, we'd be in a little bit better spot. I guess they have a 2-3, so it doesn't really matter. They attack, so it would matter. Wow, that's still tapped. The old play Hinterland Harbor as my 7th land. It enters play tapped. That is peak Sultai Yarok right there. Just a mana base that only a mother could love. Hopefully they bounce this Yarok and then attack us, and then we draw a land that we don't already have. Make a zombie cast Nexus, and then get to start pressuring them a little bit. Like, they're drawing way more cards than us, but just, like, the fact that, like, all of our lands are going to start turning into threats now is, like, gives us an actual reasonable leg up here. These elite guard mages are really good. They not only do they block my 2/2s, but they also prevent us from. They also run us down, which the reason why this matchup is favorable for Archetype on average is because our opponent's deck is put in the awkward position where it needs to be the aggro deck. I really don't want to draw another Yarok here, right? Yeah, I probably do. I could just, like, play this tapped, gain 1, make 1 zombie, cast Nexus, shuffle this away.
Keep up the pace.
It is very hypocritical for you to tell other people that, Teferi, is all I'm saying.
I've got it.
Deputy Detentions. They're definitely a hero build if they have Deputy Detention in their deck, right? So that Deputy actually makes this other Yarok on top of our deck a little bit awkward, because it means that they can bounce their Deputy to effectively kill this other one, because it puts 2 legendaries into play at that point. Which is awkward. Am I getting draw step thought erasure? I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see us lose the Nexus of Fate. Wow, they took the Yarok. Okay, maybe they just have a veto for this. We're behind, but not dead at the moment. Cavalier would be a great pickup. No reason to attack even cheekily. They have a 1/3 and this deals damage to us. That was a good draw. We're going to have to crank this up to 3 and kill this, and this. Don't call it a comeback, chat.
Try this.
We go to 10. They want to hold them back so we can't, Yeah, that makes sense. So we can't have these pressure the hero Dominaria here. So I'm going to stop on my opponent's upkeep here. And again, the reason for this sequencing is I can't attack anyways. And I know they have this in play, but this is about to clear this out. When a big reason to stop during their upkeep is they might be incentivized to Kaya's Wrath this board. And I don't want them to use their mana on my turn to do that. So let's do this. And blow their stuff up. So this, and this, I'll eat it. We have a Tyrant Scorn here. It's like a card they could realistically have that would be responding to this. Bounce their Deputy. Deal.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2. I really should
Okay, no veto. And again, like I said, this game felt miserable, and we were behind, but, like, we're still in it, right? They get to take our Yarok again, but, like, Trophy gets that back. Tamiyo's an absurd draw. Cavalier's a good draw. Risen Reef enables a lot of other potential good draws. And it replaces itself, so it's pretty fine. Another Teferi. Yep, it's pretty good. We have a game, as they say. Opponents use 7 minutes. I've used 2.5 minutes, so it's another factor as well in these long games. I got real spoiled. Our first three matches today were done in like 12 seconds. That's not true. They were done in less than an hour. These last two have been a real slog. Cavalier would be really good because it would let us pump the brakes on these elite guard mages hitting us. Risen Reef into Cavalier would be even better, though. I mean, that halves this clock, right? Can't decide if this is better or worse than a land draw there. It's probably worse. 2 more zombies would have been pretty good to pressure the Teferi. This is my 0-3. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Feeling a little bit behind here at the moment. And again, long games, we can sometimes slog them out. Opponents down on clock, so definitely making them put us to 0. Elite Guard Major is very good. I think this is honestly their best card in the matchup, just because it stonewalls these, it buffers their life a little bit, it lets them actually apply pressure because they're the ones that need to be ending the game. So, three of their best card in the top half of their deck's not bad. We've had 0 Cavaliers on top whatever of ours. Yeah, I like this line from the opponent. They're like recognizing that like they need to kill us. Yeah. The timer could matter. I'm gonna make them kill me. They've spent over 2 minutes, like in these last couple of turns where things were mostly locked up for them anyways. I'm gonna make them kill me. Even if it just takes like another 15 seconds off their clock. That could be relevant in a game 3. Noxious Grasp is great here. Ceratops is great here. Trophy is great. Got 4 Grazers and a Disfigure. Easy come, easy go. I wonder, you know, I'm actually thinking about how the matchup plays out, I'm gonna bring in Cast Down rather than the 1 Disfigure. It's less mana efficient, but Cast Down killing both Deputy of Detention and, what's it called, their Flying Threat seems ideal for us. Oh. Let's stand up here for a hot second, shall we? Stretch the legs out. I think it's snack time too. I'm going for almost 3 hours, 2.5 hours. So generally speaking, you don't make your hand better against the Thought Erasure decks by mulliganing. So I'm inclined to keep hands that just like have all my lands in them, have all my colors in them, and cast my spells later. The fact that this hand doesn't have a Field of the Dead in the opener kind of sucks, because it means if we get Unmoored Ego, we're a little bit soft to that. One of the other upsides to keeping this hand is that a lot of people who have Duress in their 75 bring in Duress against us because they're just used to playing against Scape Shift, and we don't have that many hits for it, so like this hand also blanks the Duress, which is ideal. So if they ego us from here, we're going to have a real hard time. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. So we've got Yarok, we've got Cavalier, we've got Ceratops, but it's definitely like a worst case scenario because they have the Thought Erasure to hit one of our threats in our hand, and then they took our other better threats out of the deck, so. Wouldn't be surprised for a dog from here. 6 and 2 is not too shabby, you know. 6 and 2 day 2's a Grand Prix. However, for a tournament like this one and the way it's structured, 6 and 2 gets you a big old fat bag of nothing. That's not true. I think we get 200 gems per match win. I believe is the number. So it's not strictly nothing, but you know, give it the old college try here. Trophy's a good draw. It means that my opponent's first source of card advantage will be able to take off the table. Doesn't have wow, that is incredibly unfortunate. Wow, that is incredibly unfortunate. So I was gonna say, even though we don't have Field of the Dead in our deck, we still have a variety of utility lands that we could hit. So like, not only did we just like miss on a utility land there, but we just bottomed 5 of the cards that we like kind of really want to draw. I don't think I want to just aggressively field them to shuffle those back in either. I can see an argument being made for that being correct, but so basically the way we want this matchup to play out is we want to just attack their sources of card advantage. So rather than like try and pick off like one of 4 removal spells here, I'm just going to go ahead and like take their Teferi, which would generate a constant flow of extra removal spells. After bottoming 5 great spells, just like hit land. I guess we had Thought Erasure land, but still, tough beat. Now, Wasteland your only white source. Shuffle 5 good cards back into my deck. I'm into that one. That one I'll take. That's a pretty good one. Can't activate it yet this turn. I'm 1 short of the activation, but pretty good otherwise. Worth noting, with my Field of the Dead's gone out of my deck, this card actually just doesn't have a text box against us. I'm going to start by drawing with this, because if I hit a trophy, I want to kill this. Oh, 30 lands later. 30 lands later. I guess they took 4 of our lands out of our deck. I guess we only have 26 lands with our fields exiled. I suppose. That's bold. I guess a lot of our removal spells that kill this also kill this, though. Okay. Feeling the hurt. Guess I start by drawing with this. Would love to hit a trophy. Memorial, okay. I could get punished by a veto here, but holding on to this potentially lets me ambush them in combat, which I think is worthwhile. It also makes them playing this deputy out much worse. Great. Nexus shuffles back in. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I think I can stay there. So I have enough to cast Nexus plus activate Arc, right? 7 plus 6. So the way out of this game is to go infinite with Nexus, basically, right? Let's not tap my Arc while I cast this, thanks. Oh, I guess after I cast this, I could do this. I don't know if I want. I think I wanna. So if I sack this, I don't have enough mana to activate Arc and Nexus in the same turn, which is a big deal. Okay, now that land drop means I will. So let's start with this and see where we end up at. Nowhere useful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I play a tapped land, I can still cast down and Arc this turn. So I think that's reasonable. I guess if I draw a trophy... I don't have any trophies in my deck to draw. Okay. I'm just passing then, I think. It might be right to just kill one of these. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill a hero here, actually. Why would you try and tap my Arc? Silly game. This is a little bit bad if my opponent has another Deputy of Detention, but outside of Deputy of Detention, I think I want to just kill this so they don't make tokens proactively. They're down to 2. Man, my Kingdom for Collective Brutality to be in this format, huh? That card would actually be pretty sweet in this deck.
Trust me. You'll thank me later.
I haven't milled over a Tamiyo yet, right? Nope. Alright.
We need to move quickly.
Opponent's on 14 minutes, I'm on 22 minutes. Let's start with this and see where we go. So if I activate this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It takes 5. I'm still a land. I'm a land short of activating this and casting Nexus this turn. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Which there's still a Memorial to Folly in my deck, I believe, right? So we have a useful land to go get still. Perfect. Put this into play and pass here. Remember, this is a game. This is a game where they cast Thought Erasure on 2 and then egoed our fields on 3. Because of that Nexus, we still have a fighting chance here. Now, if they ego our Nexus, we're probably just dead. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but for now, we've got a chip in a chair.
Hurry!
Yeah, not surprised to see Golden Demise happen here. Risen Reef is definitely definitely one that's pretty good against them. It's just good card in general, right? And they have the old City's Blessing. 13 cards in my deck. So looking to get down to just Nexus with a couple of threats and just start chipping through. Just do this now before I miss it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. This is 18 mana next turn. Alright, so let's start with Nexus of Fate. Let's go ahead and attack here. Give them the option to kill this before I draw with this. Because if they want to kill this, I get to pick my draw basically. So now I guess I could draw with the Arc, or I could play or I could pick up and play another Cavalier. I think I'd rather just draw with the Arc here. Oh, geez. I didn't leave myself triple. Wait, are you kidding me? Wow. The lands are still messed up. I can't arrow to the right to get back to my Memorial. I can't believe they ran this event without fixing that bug. So I have a Memorial to Folly over to the right over here, and clicking on this doesn't do anything. All right, I guess I'm gonna restart the client and see if that lets me arrow over. I guess we're restarting. It's gonna be really frustrating if we lose tough, long-fought game to a long, outstanding arena bug. Daddy's working right now, buddy. Alright, we restarted, which gave it to us, so we just burned time off the clock, so if we time out... Alright, we're gonna go ahead and grab Risen Reef here, I think, because we want to try and draw into the Nexus next turn, because I'm taking an extra turn after this. So we're gonna grab Risen Reef. So, I have the ability to Reef plus Cavalier. That's a Tamiyo. That probably gets pretty close to luck, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I need 9 plus 9 plus 7 is 16. So I have enough to do this, right? So this plus Tamiyo into Nexus and then take all the turns. And I can even scry here to try and get one step closer to the Nexus. So if there's 6 cards in my deck, so we could theoretically miss here. So we'll bottom this. And then there's Declan, please go upstairs. We could theoretically miss on the Nexus of Fate here. Or they could have a Dovin's Veto. If they have a Dovin's Veto, they can counter us and then, like, you know, they get another turn. But if they don't have his Dovin's Veto, this name's Nexus, we cast Nexus, we start taking all the turns, and then, like, we figure out how to win from there once we have infinite turns. They do have a veto here. Okay. So, I can't really tell what lands I have available because Arena has decided that if I scroll one way, I can't scroll back without restarting the client. So there's that. There are 5 cards left in my deck. This will draw 2 of them. I don't have enough mana to cast Nexus of Fate at this current junction, though. Is worth noting. Yep. Alright, so if they hadn't had the veto, we would have gotten there with the Tamiyo. Which is sweet. Alright, 3 cards. I theoretically know what those cards are, but I don't offhand.
To move quickly.
And if they kill these Cavalier of Thorns without exiling them, I get to, you know, put things from my graveyard back on top, including this Tamiyo, and the Tamiyo is really good when we're taking every turn for the rest of the game. As you will. So there's a Nexus and 4 cards, and I get 2 draws at it next turn. They have 21 cards in their deck. There's 10.5 minutes on their clock. We're still at 18 minutes, even with having to restart the client because it's bugged. I mean, if they bounce a Cavalier here, we're guaranteed to take all the turns next turn, assuming they don't have another veto. Because if they bounce Cavalier, I think I have enough lands. I guess it depends on how many lands I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. I can't arrow. I have no idea how many lands I have. I think it's 16, somewhere between 16 and 18. But I genuinely don't know how many lands I have in play at the moment, and this arrow doesn't work.
I'll protect you.
Wonder if they have Kaya's Wrath in their deck. I feel like there's a chance that they don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I have 19. This is land number 20. So let's start by drawing a card here and seeing if we can take another turn. We have 1 and 3 to go draw Nexus of Fate here. Okay, yep. You have a veto? Okay. Play Blast Zone. I think I'm just passing, right? No, I should attack. If they kill either of these, I get to put Tamiyo on top, and then Tamiyo guarantees that I get Nexus back, so they can't kill these. They can exile them, but they can't actually kill them. If they kill them, they're guaranteed lock. Now, there's 3 cards in my deck, and I'm drawing 2 cards next turn. It looks like they're stack blocking, and they're going to kill one of these and give me the Tamiyo back. And, like, I'm pretty sure they don't have a veto, because if they had a veto, they would have vetoed, if they had a veto, they would have vetoed the Nexus there. Or are we stack blocking both? Deal. This is still fine, I believe. So I have 5 power total. So I think I want to kill their 1/1 and their 3/4 here. The important thing to remember when you have multiple Cavalier of Thorns triggered die happen, the first trigger that goes on the stack is putting the card that's going to be on top. Because the first trigger goes on the bottom of the stack, which means it resolves last. So this trigger oh geez. How do I know which Cavalier? How do I know which? I think these 2 Cavaliers are next to each other. So I'm gonna hope that these are the 2 that just died, because I would like another Cavalier here. So that Cavalier, and then this Tamiyo. So take action. Take action. So what happens here now is I don't have auto triggers on, right? No. So we go to my turn because I cast the Nexus of Fate. So we cast Cavalier, we stack the Risen Reef trigger, so we draw first. Yeah, they're dead. They're dead. Woohoo! Papi! All right. No Field of the Dead? No problem, chat. Papi! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why there is one copy of Nexus of Fate. All right. Whew. Whew. This event, like, even if we lose this next game and we 6-2, it's been an absurd series of games with this deck. Just, there were a couple of stinkers where they mulliganed or, like, disconnected too, but, like, just the average quality of games that we've played so far has just been off the charts. Submit. All right, they have 8 minutes to kill us here. We made 0 zombies that game. We never had a Field of the Dead on the table. Keep this. Hands like this that have Field of the Dead in the opener are a higher priority for being good in the matchups where you're getting Unmortigoed. Because a lot of these decks can't interact with Fields of the Dead. They just have Unmortigo. So, yeah, actually, I'm just going to get both of these into play, so I have 2 in play. I know it delays this thought erasure a lot, but, like, having these 2 in play here is just absurd. Gives us a big leg up, in my opinion. No blue mana. Deal. Thought erasure, a bunch of removal. You know, honestly, it's a little weird, but I think I'm actually going to take their thought erasure here. I know they can't cast it, but I think I'd rather fight on that axis and just, like, keep them out of my hand here. As much as possible. Wouldn't be surprised to see Ceratops go away. Although I guess they might just take a Cavalier here, huh? Now they can kill the Cavalier in response to his trigger. Oh, I don't have triple green either, even if I wanted the Cavalier. This is fine. And now we just start playing through their stuff here. Like, you know, into the firing squad they go. So next turn we'll go Yarok, play Temple, scry twice. Although there could be some merit to saving Yarok until we're triggering the fields. The problem is we're not triggering the fields and for a while yet. Like I have 5 lands in play and 2 of them are the same, so I'm not triggering fields until turn 8 at the earliest. So I think I'd rather just take an extra scry one here. Just like try and find like Risen Reef or something like that. Yeah, he's dead. You got him. I already have a breeding pool, so easiest bottom ever. Nexus of Fate. I think that's just a bottom too. No, Nexus bottom card. Remember when I said earlier people bring in duress against us and it's frequently awkward like that? Peppered Farm remembers. Alright, so let's do this, and then let's do this, and start making some zomboids and girls. Would love a memorial here, or an arc, or a field of ruin. I'll take a blast zone. It's a land we don't have. Wanna make some friends, some zombie friends. I love my zombie friends. Opponent's got 5 minutes and 45 seconds to both not die and to kill me. I have 15 minutes by comparison, even with the client restart, because the land arrows are bugged. Sure, you got a Teferi. So, this Teferi makes me think we could see them bounce the Cavalier next turn to keep the Teferi alive. So if this isn't a 2-mana way to kill Cavalier, I bet we're going to get this Cavalier bounce, which is just like, yep, sweet. Yep, deal.
Time for plan B.
So Field of Ruin would actually be really good here because it would give us access to instant speed zombies. I will take a Memorial to Folly though. That sounds wonderful. Now the other question becomes, do I want a Rejuvenator here? I feel like I don't. I feel like 6 zombies means they're probably... I feel like 6 zombies means they're probably pulling the trigger on this already anyways, and I'd rather just hang tight on these to, like, gas up after the fact. I can start cranking up this blast zone here, too.
Let's skip to the good part.
Legion's End, sure. My friends are all gone. Goodbye, lollipops and rainbow. Connect the dots and do 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 do. We're putting my Cavalier under a deputy of detention. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him here. Yarok, huh? That one seems pretty good. I guess Yarok's a little awkward because Yarok dies to... Yeah, I think I'm supposed to just kill their Teferi here with Speedy Dino. So Yarok unfortunately dies to Cavalier, or to Oath plus Golden Demise. And like my opponent does not have a lot of resources left here. So like if I kill this Teferi, they're basically at empty, right? I'm like pretty far ahead. Like they've got one more sweep in the bank for my zombie friends, but like my zombie friends replenish at an absurd rate. So like taking their sustained source of card advantage off the table here is big game. Yeah, I mean, that's a draw. That's definitely a draw that can happen. So if they don't kill the Yarok here, there's a good chance that they die to this trophy on this, because it's just going to make so many zombies. And I like this play on the opponent's part. This is like super conservative because they're just like super dead to a removal spell. I think this is correct. And I think I still just trophy this and like get my thing back. Have your one basic. I would love a draw 2. Thanks for asking. Draw 2, make 2 zombies. Not bad. Not bad, .jpg. Alright. I need to like walk around for a minute after that match, and I need to like use the bathroom and like take a deep breath. So I'm gonna take like a 2-minute break here. I'm gonna take a 2-minute break. I'm gonna restart the client here really quick too, just so nothing's funky since I reconnected mid-game that game. So we're 7-2. I'm gonna put the deck list up before I walk away here. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate it. Y'all are rock stars. Sorry, 7-2. We're 7-1. Is that it? Are we 7-1? Yeah, we're 7-1. Because at 2 losses, you're done. So we're 7-1. Sorry, we got more games to play. We got 1 to 3 more matches. Be right back. Yuri, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Thanks for keeping me around. Admiral Ozbot checking in for the 22nd month in a row. Rackway Warrior says, good luck today. Best deck in Standard. Thank you for the 11 months of support. And I think I got Champions IRL, Secret Muffin, and Bison, but maybe I didn't. Either way, thank you again. All right, let's dive back into it. 7-1. So you stop when you get 2 losses or 10 wins. So we're either going to have one to 3 more matches here. Played a wide range of things so far today. Hand's a little slow against aggro, but reasonable keep in the dark, I think. If they are playing something aggressive, we get to scry with Temple to maybe find something here. Put it mulligan 2-6. Yep. Grazer's a good draw. Gives us just something to do with our mana before turn 3 is like what we're looking for here. Grazer is basically soft removal. Tamiyo and second Yarok are pretty bad draws for us though here. Things to note. I'm going to be looking for a 3rd green source or a Field of the Dead on this Rejuvenator. 3rd green source would be ideal. They don't have another play here. We're in a pretty okay spot. Sure. Bet we'll see them pay 4 to crank this up. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Second black source, also 3rd green source. I guess I have that too, so it doesn't really matter what we take here. So this blast zone clears out Knight and Sky Marcher, which is pretty good for us. Yep. This is the turn they get to play a 5-drop and draw a couple of cards. This up, obviously. Take care of these two. We'll go to 13. Yep. We just do this. 3-5 lifelink, pretty good here. A lot of these decks have Mortifies in their main deck now, so if we can fade the 2 copies of Mortify, we're in a good spot. If they have a Mortify, we're going to be in trouble. Sorin's their next best card after Mortify, because it lets it lets the Adanto Vanguard attack in here profitably. Still not too big of a deal, though. Going to go down to 9 here. The ideal thing you're looking to do in this matchup is stabilizing above. We're ideally looking to stabilize above 7 or above 6. Sorry, so that way we can not die to 2 hits from this. I think I lead on this since I drew this untapped land here. Try and find a Field of the Dead before we get going. We get two triggers here. Life gain lands, also decent. Yeah, I think I'd rather gain 2 here than get 2 scries. Now, they're not just dead, because a lot of these decks have main deck Legion's End as well. If they don't have main deck Legion's End, they are going to be super dead, though. I think I'm okay trading this for this plus 4 points of life. So I'm gonna try and attack here. I think this is a good trade for me with the second Yarok in my hand. Again, I'm basically just like, asking myself, how do I lose this game? And it's a combination of them having Legion's End plus burning me out. So I would prefer to just like not leave myself in a position to get burned out. Do you have Legion's End or are we done here? They're going to 14. Which I guess that means they're not dead on board, huh? 14 means they're not dead on board. Let's start with this. We're friends here, right? There aren't any secrets between us. Basic land, yep. Which figure? That's actually lethal, right? Because I get to draw that with this Yarok and this Risen Reef trigger. Which kills a blocker, which then they have one blocker, and then we have seven attackers. Alright. Alright. Halfway there, oh, living on a prayer, take my hand, we'll make it, I swear, oh, do. Anytime you get to punk aggro out of game 1, I think we're a strong favorite to win the match. Obviously not guaranteed, but definitely have a leg up here. Because I think we get much better post board than they do. We get to cut some of these clunkers for some things that are more trim and efficient. Yep. So one thing you'll notice I'm doing there, and I talked about this since we've went to 30 lands, so because there's 30 lands in this deck, I frequently cut one of the colorless lands in the post-board configuration. So Arch of Orazca, Blast Zone, Field of Ruin, you should ask yourself which of these three things doesn't have any text or is the worst of the three, and you usually trim that, because going down to 30 land or 29 lands is fine in this deck. We played 29 lands for a while, and we ended up adding Memorial as a 30th land that I was pretty happy with, so I think trimming one is reasonable in these spots. 3,000 people in here, by the way, is kind of absurd. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of our journey here, win, lose, or otherwise. We've had excellent games. If you're new to my content, you should be sure to check out my website, magicesports.net or jeffhoagland.com. Basically, everything I stream gets cut up and posted in those places by deck. If you missed any of this awesome set and you want to see more of this deck, this whole set from this morning is going to go up on my YouTube channel, my website later tonight. There's also dozens of videos. We played this deck every day for the last week for an hour and a half to 2 hours each day. So there's dozens of hours of content of it if you're interested in maybe playing this in one of your upcoming tournaments in the future. You can also find a full primer with sideboard guide for a variation of this deck on coolstuffinc.com or bit.ly/Hoogle articles for short. All right. Money Python, thank you for the half a year of support, and Metafuse, thank you for the 8 months. All right. This is a really easy mulligan. Not only do we not have green sources for these, we just don't have any plays till turn 4, so... I am actually going to keep this on the draw with the Scryland. It obviously needs a black source, and if we don't hit a black source, we're just going to die, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it. But I think if this hand draws a black source, it's in a very good spot. So I think the odds of this hand drawing a black source are higher than the odds of my 5-card hand being good. And that's the kind of probabilistic play you have to ask yourself and make when you're keeping a hand like this. You're like, what's more likely to happen? Am I more likely to hit this swamp, or am I more likely to have a good 5? Did not get any out of their hand, unfortunately, but it is what it is. We hit the black source at least, so Sorin gets to put in a 4/4 here, which draws a card. Sans having a 1-drop, their hand is like arguably the vampire's best start, right? I think I'm just killing this one. We're at the point in the game where, like, we have this covered with the removal spell. We have this covered with the removal spell. We're looking to, if they plus here, we're going to disfigure this one. Yeah, so we're going to disfigure this in response. This is smart on their part, because they want to get it out of disfigure range. ASAP. And also lets them get a hit in here instead of me trophying this. Looking for 3s and 5s at this point. Just any of our powerful top-end cards. We kind of survived the early game. That's a scry. Cavalier, please. Not a Field of the Dead. Any ramp spell is great at this point just because it would allow us to start triggering the Field of the Dead sooner, which would be nice. We have 7 differently named lands. We just have to survive 3 more turns to get there. And if I don't draw a ramp spell, we might not survive to get to that point. Definitely looking for Cavalier here, though. Yarok. Yarok's also okay. Yarok's like a little bit less good, so it doesn't have as much immediate impact, but Risen Reef into removal spell would also be excellent. You know what? That might actually be the wrong land to play. I think I'm supposed to play the Simic Guildgate there, even though this gains me a life, because right now, if I draw a Cavalier next turn, I have to shock myself to play it, which is not ideal. Like, obviously we'll do that because I made the mistake, but it was not ideal to play the land I played that turn. And we need a live one this turn or we're dead. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then this does the extra. That's how it goes sometimes. Hit our black swords, but needed to hit a few more spells past that, unfortunately. And I think I'm happy with our sideboard. I'm just going to run it back on the play. Magic's a game where you just flat out and die sometimes. Especially when you're playing a 29 land deck, right? Sucks not to draw any of our haymakers there, but the fact that our opponent had 2 vampires that drew extra cards was a big deal there too, because it allowed them to that's really what allowed them to power through our 1-for-1 removal spells. If my opponent didn't have vampires that drew more cards, we probably would have been okay there for another turn or 2 in spite of the flood, because they just wouldn't have been able to power through our 3 1-for-1s. But because we only had 1-for-1s and they had card advantage to replace their cards that we were 1-for-1ing, we fell behind. We needed a Reef or a Cavalier or a Yarok there for sure. Yeah, this hand's great. Just like almost everything we want to be doing. We got a Legion's End as an early piece of removal. We got a Rejuvenator as a piece of ramp. Got a Cavalier of Thorns as payoff. Perfect. Scry me a river, baby. It's my 3rd green as well. That's kind of a tough one. I think I'm into that because it gives me more chances to find Field of the Dead, and the curve that this allows here is when I Rejuvenator into a land on 3, I'll be able to Rejuvenator plus Legion's End on 5 instead of Cavaliering potentially, depending on what their board looks like if it's profitable to be Legion's Ending. So this lets them flip the Legion's Landing, but that card's usually not one we're super worried about. I have triple green already, right? Yeah, so we'll just grab the Memorial to Genius as a tool in the bank for later. If they have a draw 4 here, we're going to be in trouble. Okay, deal. Just going to go ahead and take this straight here. Preserve my health total as much as possible. Play another Sky Marcher. Rats. So, Arboreal Grazer is interesting. I'm going to start with this and see where we end up at. Still no field, huh? And I already have a temple, so I think I just jungle hollow here. Do I want to Legion's End something on this board? You know, honestly, I'm not sure that I do. I think I'm just going to play this. And pass here. This might be wrong. It might be that I'm supposed to shock and just exile this. And I'm probably supposed to just shock and exile that. Gideon. Woof.
Let me lead the charge into darkness.
Yep.
Your light will cleave the darkness.
Okay, just gain 4 here. Oh, that's really punishing. So, not only did I not get a Field of the Dead here, but I didn't find an untapped land to allow me to Legion's End this turn, which is kind of what I was hoping to have happen. I think I just Temple of Mystery here to try and set up a better card for next turn. Is Yarok even good enough here? I guess I have 7. I guess that's something I'm interested in. I'm gonna tap Gideon here because I need to keep Gideon from minus 6ing. Yeah, I think I was wrong the turn I played this instead of just chalking in and doing this. Not played a trophy this game. Alright, Sky Marcher is indestructible. Making her bigger too, yep. So I assume we're going to see an attack with everything here, yep. So I'm taking 3 on this combat step basically. Now a kind of interesting thought is, am I supposed to get a 2-for-1 on this Legion's End and take these Conquistadors out? Or am I supposed to deal with the 5-4? I'm probably supposed to just deal with the 5-4, right? The problem is that, like, the Conquistadors, like, slowly get bigger and bigger, too. Is part of the issue, and, like, they're hammering away on my health total on the ground. I kind of think I'm supposed to get rid of the Conquistadors because the Cavalier of Thorns is going to die to the Sky Marcher inside of combat this turn, and then that can put Legion's End back on top of my deck, right? Which would allow me to kill the Sky Marcher aspirant. I guess the same argument could be made regardless of how I do this. The killing these, though, gives them 2 less points of reach, which is kind of important here, too. Like, keeping my health total high. Leave a Legion's End in their hand. Okay, so the fact that we haven't drawn a Field of the Dead hasn't been a huge issue. There isn't really a huge deal. We also have to consider the fact that, like, killing those is nice, too, because it considers the fact that, like, the Soren's going to start plussing to kill us here very soon. Alright, that's not a Mortifier or a Noxious Grass, so we got that going for us.
I bestow a mighty curse. I will lend you my strength.
I think it's just Legion's End. It could also be right to just take Risen Reef, though, here. Like, what's the play to win line? Is taking this playing too scared? I think it might be. I'm gonna do this. This might be wrong. I don't know. I feel like if I just, like, only use my mana for Legion's End next turn, I'm, like, not getting anywhere because I can't Legion's End and crack this Memorial. So this gains me 3 notably. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lands. So next turn, if I crack this for 6, I'll have 3 left over. So I'm taking some amount of damage here. They're gonna Legion's End and clear these. Maybe that Yarok attack is wrong because it allows this Gideon to attack this turn. This has been a tough game. Definitely points where it's like, well, was that quite what we were looking to do? Yup. Wow, doing that before they attack is huge.
Darkness be gone.
This is but a taste of my power.
Alright, so we're looking for a Cavalier. We're looking for a Cavalier here, or a removal spell. Well, Yarok could be a removal spell. You get 2 shots. Or dead to the Sky Marcher if we don't find something. This needs to be an untapped land. Untapped land. Cavalier could find a life gain land. Are we out of life gain land? We might be out of life gain lands. I've played 2. I'm out of life gain lands. Yeah, that's it. Needed it. Yeah, the 3rd life gain lands in my bin. I guess this can get 2 untapped lands. No, because I'm still dead to the Sorin trigger, right? Yeah, we're just a little... Maybe I was supposed to just get that Legion. I don't know. Like, if I get the Legion's End back earlier, they're like, their Gideon still runs rampant. I don't have any, like, Moment of Cravings or anything like that. Well, it's a double scry. If we have outs, we get a lot of looks. I don't think I have any outs, though. Not gonna do it. Because we're at 3. Oh, that does it, right? That kills the Sorin and I have reach? Holy shit. Alright, dead do a lot. Dead do a lot, but not dead on board. The Hoagland story. Dead to a lot, but not dead on board. Alright. Alright, everybody clench. Everybody clench. Oh no. Oh no, I think they've only played 1 Sorin in this game. Oh. Oh, good games, opponent, good games. I'm proud we found the line. I'm proud we found the line. Sometimes they have it after you find the line. So, we played a lot of fun matches. I like this deck a lot. I don't think I'd change anything. I'm happy with the configuration that we made. I could maybe have made a different decision in that last game regarding that flying threat, but I think the board ends up playing out a little bit differently. And the only reason I was as ahead on board as I was there was because I didn't take that line. Ended up a little bit A little bit short at the very end, but still a really exciting set of games. Overall, I gotta say it's a little bit disappointing to like go 7-2 in a Magic tournament and not have anything to show for it really. Like 7-2 gets you into day 2 of Grand Prix opens, and it's a good record in most places, but it is what it is. We know what we were getting into when we did it. The good news is it only took me 3.5 hours on my Saturday morning to have a disappointing Magic tournament, as opposed to flying or driving or traveling for an entire weekend somewhere else to go have a disappointing Magic tournament. I appreciate everybody that watched today. Big shout outs to everybody who subbed and resubbed while we were here. Tida Crims, thanks for the 7 months. Industrial Revolution, thanks for the half a year. Silfron, thank you for the 22 months. And X Revelry, welcome to Hoaglandia. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Remember, folks,
don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoaglandia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
shout out as always to my wonderful sponsors. Remember to check out my website and my YouTube channel if you enjoy more of my content. There's a ton more with this deck. A lot of really awesome games like we played today. I'm taking tomorrow off, and then I'll be back tomorrow on Monday about 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, 7 to 2 every day during the week, as always. Check out my schedule on my website for exact details. Everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for dropping by today.